Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut. I'm not in Colombo. I'm in Ahmedabad at this moment. So is Shubhayan and Shomik is joining us from Colombo. But we're here to talk about India's T20 World Cup campaign. 4 matches so far, 4 out of 4 wins. But the question that we're asking tonight is India's batting becoming a concern, and if India are still the favourites to win in the World Cup. Shomik, I'll start with you. First of all, tell us if there are any updates from Colombo. What's it looking like when it comes to the Pakistan camp? Obviously, we've all seen that video of Salman Ali Agha having that little outburst in front of Mike Hessen. What are your thoughts about that? What's been the development in that camp?
Yeah, Gargi, I would have started off with that only. Salman Ali Agha has spoken to his teammates at the dressing room and clarified that it was out of his anger. I mean, he was totally livid with himself, the manner in which he got out. And that is the reason why he reacted to that. It has got nothing to do with fallout with the coach. It has got, I mean, that is according to Salman Agha, off the record, according to sources, what I have got, that he cleared the air in the dressing room after the game yesterday, saying that it has got nothing to do with what Mike Hessen said or his exchange with Mike Hessen. He was totally livid with himself, and that's why he reacted like that. So that is the news. Another news is that tomorrow Pakistan and New Zealand both will be training because 21st their Super 8 game. Pakistan probably will be training in the evening because the Ramadan month has started. New Zealand could be training in the afternoon. Pakistan very likely are going to go unchanged. So this is couple of news from Pakistan front. Couple of hard news, you can say.
Shubhayan, what are your thoughts when it comes to, before we get to talking about India, what are your thoughts about the way that Pakistan is dealing with the kind of performances that you're seeing in this World Cup from that team? Obviously, India versus Pakistan was a humiliating loss for them. You saw Mohsin Naqvi leaving the stadium halfway through the match when Pakistan were 6 wickets down. Do you think there's a possible way for them to recover from this and try to make it to the semi-finals?
This is typical Pakistan. This is typical Pakistan. They don't, seldom do you see Pakistan steamrolling past every team and moving to the final. Even in the year they won the World Cup, it was similar kind of an experience for that particular team. They struggled in the group stage, and ultimately when they qualified, they went on to win the World Cup. And so, from the Pakistan team, you don't expect dominating performances. That is, I still feel it is not a high quality side. They are just packed with bits and pieces player, but they did the job ultimately, and now they are in the Super 8s. And in Super 8s, you require just 3 good days to qualify for the semi-finals. And from there on, it is just about one good day and one or a couple of good top performance from any of their players. It can be in the bowling department, it can be in the batting department. But for Pakistan, the advantage is that they are playing in single country. They are playing in Colombo mostly. So they are getting accustomed to the conditions. Yes, they were pretty flat against India, but don't rule them out when they take on other teams in the Super 8 stage, and they can qualify for the Super 8s, and don't rule out an India Pakistan semi final also.
Wow, we're really aiming for the stars here, huh, Shubhayan? Because it would be a good contest if India and Pakistan find each other again in this tournament. It
No,
would be
Gargi,
interesting to see.
no,
Yeah.
Gargi. I totally agree with Subayan. I, I
Okay.
totally agree with Shubayan in the sense that, see, the first match of the Super 8, they are playing against New Zealand at Premadasa, and the conditions will assess them. If they play a little bit of smart cricket, and now that they have last game, they made a statement. I mean, it was the omission of Shahin Shah Afridi, Babar Azam not getting a chance to bat. Those were statement moves. Belatedly, it has dawned on them that reputation, they need to go beyond reputation. And see, India are a different beast. India, even on bad days, we will come to that. And our theme is that India's batting. Even on bad days, India win matches, right? So even on good days, they decimate the opponents the way they did Pakistan. So India, leave aside India, but against New Zealand or against England, it's a very 50-50 game. And as Shubhan said, it need they need just two good days, and they would be through to the semi-finals. You never know. The last two games would be in Pallekele, where in cooler climes and with with overcast conditions, the ball will move. I was come before coming to this show. I was having a chat with Wasim Akram around 5-7 minutes. He came down to take a break during mid innings, and he was sort of. I mean, I cannot reveal what he said because he's contracted to the host broadcasters. But for writing a copy or as value additions, those were serious stuff. And from that point of view, Pakistan, don't rule out Pakistan at least making it to the semi-finals. I am at least not ruling them out.
No, I'm not ruling them out either. That's not what I meant at all. I'm just saying that it will be fun to see India and
No, no, no,
Pakistan
I'm not
again.
saying that. No, no, no,
Uh,
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Pakistan, after the India game, I mean, the vibe was that Pakistan are totally useless. Everything. Pakistan, as
exactly.
Shubhan said, and I wrote in the copy in the morning
They are
also
still a useless
that
side, Shomik. They are still a useless side, but
But just
they can defeat New
unpredictable.
Zealand, England in those
no,
conditions.
no.
That is what.
Basically, what the difference between Pakistan of the 1980s and 1990s is that in the 1980s, 1990s, they had match winners at plenty. Just one player could have single-handedly turned the game on his head. I mean, Gargi, you were not born even, but 1992 World Cup final, that one over, Imran brought back Wasim Akram and one over Alan Lamb and Chris Lewis. Game over, done and dusted. Semi-final, New Zealand scored around 260 plus, and those days 260 plus was considered to be huge. Uh, in came Inzamamul Haq out of nowhere, Inzamamul Haq, and won the match. So they used to have those players. Now they don't have them. But collectively, given the conditions, with a bit of luck, they can qualify.
It will be fun. It will be fun to see India and Pakistan take on each other again if it happens in this tournament. But Shubhayan, let's get back to the conversation that we started off with, which is India still the favorite in this T20 World Cup? A lot of people have a lot of doubts when it comes to the batting lineup, and especially one partnership is being targeted quite a lot. It is Surya Kumar Yadav and Tilak Verma. Now, for two consecutive matches, you've seen a very calculated approach from these two batters when it comes to batting with each other. And a lot of people think that Tilak Verma, by default, is the anchor because he can't rotate the strike well or cannot play very aggressively. What are your thoughts about this? And what are your thoughts about Surya Kumar Yadav taking on a more conservative role?
Gargi, I don't have any issues if one player picks up an anchor role and play deep through the innings. But my issue becomes when a couple of players or two three players decide to adapt to the same role. Colombo conditions, I'm not counting the India Pakistan match. That was different condition altogether. India miscalculated, misread the pitch in Wankhede. I'm not counting that as well. But in Delhi, you saw, they had a good start, but in the middle over again, where we could have targeted 250, 240. That region, we ended up with just 209 runs, and that was against Namibia. You could have easily gone and played with the same tempo that the top order guys were doing, but that did not happen, and ultimately we ended up with just 209 runs. Again, in the last game against Netherlands also, Ishan Kishan, yes, he started well, but he got out there. Abhishek Sharma is not scoring runs, but you have batting till number 8. So one of Surya and Tilak can and should play a bit of an attacking role. That is my only thing. Washington Sundar did not get to bat in the last game against Netherlands. Rinko Singh only played a handful of deliveries. So ultimately, you are wasting your finishers, those power hitters or finishers that you have put in the playing 11 just to give those extra 20-30 runs on the board. You are not utilizing them because Tilak Verma is playing those 20 odd deliveries and scoring just 30 runs. His strike rate has not crossed 115 in either of the matches played so far. So that is my concern. the only thing. Shivam Dube, if you go by his knock, he did not score a single boundary in the first 11 overs, first 11 deliveries. But once he got settled in, he started to tonk Ackerman or other bowlers with ease. So my problem with Tilak Verma is once you have played 10, take 10, 20 deliveries. I don't have any issues with that. But after 10, 20 deliveries, you have to take down the bowlers because your batting is still number 8, and if you don't, then you are ultimately wasting your batting resources. I'll still say India are favorites, but they need to polish up these chinks in the armor which they have. They have not played the perfect game as of now, but it is high time you start to play a perfect game. South Africa, West Indies, these teams will not allow you any space for covering up the mess up which other players ended. And God forbid if one day your batters, your middle order batters, Hardik, Akshar, Rinku, Shivam Dube, if they don't click, and then you will be staring at a loss at Super 8 stage with top teams playing. And I'm not counting out Zimbabwe because they have some good spinners. Blessing Muzarbani is in top form. Their bowling attack is doing well. Their batting is scoring runs. So Zimbabwe are also a serious team in this tournament. So it's all about polishing up these small issues that this team has. And I asked the similar question to Ryan and Deshkate in the mix zone yesterday about the team suddenly struggling against spin bowling and whether that's a concern or not. Someone else asked about 7 left-handers in the batting unit and whether that is allowing other teams to use off spinners and keep on using the off spinners, right arm off spinner mostly. And if you look at the stats, also 42 overs bowled off spin so far against India, they have scored only 315 runs, which is a run rate of around seven and a half. They have lost 15 wickets to spinners in that similar phase. So that is not ultra aggressive brand of cricket. Yes, if the pitches are slow, sluggish, you are allowed to pick up singles and twos and take the innings down there. But if the pitches are, Ahmedabad pitch was not that sluggish, but the Indian batting unit, especially Tilak and Surya, they were not taking singles and rotating the strikes. India have long past since Gautam Gambhir and Surya took control of this team. They have gone past the anchor role. Otherwise, someone like a Virat Kohli was a perfect case for this type of a role. And for Virat, if he was playing for 40 runs, 40 deliveries, 60 runs, he had that ability to score 60 runs in the next 20 deliveries. But Tilak is not doing that. That is my only concern.
Valid points raised there by Shubhayan. And Shomik, the question that I want to ask you is we've spoken about this before, and we spoke about it in the 12 p.m. show of how you thought that India was 10-50 runs above the par score in both the matches that we're talking about in the last two matches. But at the same time, do you see a concern of Indian batters taking the game too deep, especially against stronger teams like South Africa?
Gargi, I'll not go back to the past because I don't see that much of a concern. The fun part of the tournament is over. Now serious business begins. And the first game of the Super 8 is against South Africa, and it's a pure 50-50 game. There is no favorites. India, despite playing at home, it is a pure 50-50 game because South Africa are a very, very good side with almost all the bases covered. So I will go back and write a copy on Zimbabwe. India cannot afford to uh, play on the matches at Chepak. Now, over the last 2 years, Chepak's pitch has changed its nature. It is not quite the. It is not no longer the pitch on which Chennai Super Kings used to revel. But against Zimbabwe, there is golf in class, you will have to admit. But against Zimbabwe, India cannot afford to play on a slow two-paced pitch because I was looking at their spin bowling attack. Um, Sikandar Raza, Graham Creamer, Masagadza. These are the three bowlers, and they all have tournament economy rate less than 8. And Zimbabwe, arguably, as far as I'm concerned, they are the
And they have a
best
Ryan
field.
Burl as well. And they have a Ryan
Exactly.
Burl as well.
Exactly, and they are as far as I'm concerned, they are the best fielding side of this tournament. And I mean, just one misfield, and that was an aberration. the way they fielded against Australia. The Australia win against Australia was not fluke. The way the cricket they played, they thoroughly deserve to beat Australia. So India cannot afford to play. I will hope, because if it is a flat deck, Indian batsmen will be on song. Indian batsmen, all of them, like the ball coming onto the bat, and they will be on song. By any chance, there is a slip up against South Africa. By any chance, and it might happen. As I've said, it's a 50-50 game. So in that case, the Zimbabwe game becomes very, very important. So whatever happened in the past in terms of strike rates, Tilak Verma getting stuck, the fun part is over. Now serious business, and India will have to play smart cricket. The recipe for success in tournament cricket is to play smart cricket. It's not about playing one dimensional cricket. You have to adjust. You have to, like, I'm going once again going back to Zimbabwe. Eventually, Sri Lanka got to 178, of course, but
Yeah.
their two openers took the team to 54 for no loss after 5 overs. And then the first wicket, Kushal Perera got out. The way they targeted the strategically, Kushal Mendes on strike and he got stuck. And Pathum Nisanka was not getting strike at all. And the momentum was sucked out uh, the
Yes.
of Sri Lanka innings. So smart cricket is required, and that's what I will say.
Shubhan, which leads me to the next question. We're talking about this new strategy of Surya and Tilak, both anchoring in the middle overs, and we're saying that it's a recalibration, right? Because these are trickier surfaces. Not counting Colombo, which is even more trickier than what we've seen at the Narendra Modi Stadium or Delhi or any other venue that India has played at so far. But at the same time, Chennai is going to be worse than this. It's going to be trickier than this. And if a Delhi game, a Wankhede game, an Ahmedabad game can put, or rather, sort of push the Indian batters into a shell, what does a Chennai do?
The Gargi, the Chennai pitches are not the same slow turners anymore. They have changed the nature. Even if you go by Chennai Super Kings last season in the IPL, you will see multiple times Stephen Fleming coming and saying, the pitches are not assisting our spinners. It is not the same pitch that we hoped before the season, or we built our team thinking of typical Chepauk pitch. So it has become flatter in nature. There are high scoring matches in Chepauk nowadays. So it will, but again with that, it's a double-edged sword. Zimbabwe, they have good pacers as well. You have the height and the pace of Blessing Muzarbani as well. If it is a spicy deck, if it is a flat deck, it won't be a spicy deck. But if it is a flat deck, then Zimbabwe pacers can come into the game. They have some good cutters, good variations up their sleeves as well. So the pacers are pretty decent there. If you look at this, their spinners, as Shramikda mentioned, all four spinners have different variations, different speed, different release points. So it can push the Indian team a bit back in case they are a bit thinking too much about their strike rate. In the bilateral series, you don't see Indian team thinking too much about losing too many wickets. They play the word fearless brand has come from India playing such brand of cricket in bilateral series, but it is all in the psychological aspect now, that whether you want to go all out, not think about losing your wicket too much, or you want to play a bit of a conservative brand, because you are thinking that it is ultimately a World Cup and you don't want to go on and lose a Super 8 match. So it is upon Sitanshu Kotak, Gautam Gambhir, Ryan Tendeshkate, Morne Morkel to instill that fearless brand once again to that team. I'm not fearless brand doesn't mean you are slogging every ball and targeting 250 in every match. But as Shamikda said, fearless cricket can be calculative cricket as well. The same brand of cricket which they played in Colombo. Ishan Kishan took up the ante there with his bat. But after that, Surya Kumar Yadav, the kind of knock he played, and the lower middle order, the middle order, they played calculative cricket there. So calculative cricket plus fearless cricket can see them through. I firmly believe this is the best team right now, best squad, best team on the paper right now in this World Cup. But South Africa will will come here doing their homework. They have played 4 matches in the last month or so here in Ahmedabad, so they know the conditions pretty well. They have some good pacers. They have three top quality spinners in Aiden Makram, George Linde, and Keshav Maharaj. They are doing their job. The batters, they have the experience of Quinton de Kock. Ryan Rickelton is playing some good cricket there. Dewald Brevis is known to be one of their best spin players. So this is Marco Jansen. You know how much trouble he has given India in the last few months. So this is a very good South African side. So India will have to do their homework whether they want to keep on playing the seven left-handers in their top eight, top nine. That is upon them, or whether they want to bring in a Sanju Samson at number three and break that monotony of left-handedness in their top order. That is a call that they have to take. Sanju Samson has batted at number three all through his most majority of his Rajasthan Royals career, and Ryan Tendeshkate in his mix zone did mention his name once while talking about seven left-handers in their top eight. So I'm not ruling that out as well. Not perhaps against South Africa, but in case Tilak Verma keeps on struggling with strike rotation, with strike rate, then maybe against Zimbabwe, you never.
That was precisely my next question. I like that you meandered over there. But Shomik, your thoughts on Sanju ever finding a place in the playing 11 in this tournament?
Could be, could be, because if another couple of failures but see, Abhishek Sharma's position is sacrosanct. But until when? I mean, he has scored three ducks. He has scored three ducks. So until when? So another couple of failures, the team management might be tempted. But the point I wanted to raise is that Gargi, you know what makes India almost invincible in this format is not batting. It's not Abhishek Sharma's pyrotechnics or Ishan Kishan's pyrotechnics, because 220 gets chased in modern T20 cricket. It is Varun Chakravarti. Whenever India is under pressure, uh, throw the ball to him. He will come. He will suck the momentum. He will suck the tempo out of the opponents. He will come up with 2 wickets, and that is game over. And you have Jasprit Bumrah to complement him. So that is Varun Chakravarti is the biggest match winner. You look at Namibia. You look at Namibia, even Namibia game. Namibia and associate the way their top order was batting, and then Varun came, game over. Yesterday, Varun came, game over. So this is on a tricky pitch. If India get bundled out for 150, India will still have the confidence that we have Varun in our ranks, and once we give the ball to him, then we can bowl the opponents out for less. So Varun Chakrabarti. So that is the real X factor of this Indian team. Batting, as you said, that over the last 4 games, except the Pakistan game, was a bit jittery. Fine, everything, but they have, I think, T20 cricket's biggest match winner in their ranks, and that sort of make them almost invincibles.
Yeah, we've got a super chat here. 855 Jasleen is asking, I think Indian team have witnessed that after their match with USA, you will see they are getting to that total which they can defend and giving us the confidence that we will win. Shubhayan, your thoughts on this?
This is precisely what Shivam Dubey also said in the press conference after the game. That the scores that we are scoring, we think that it is enough. We are calculating that and getting to that above parish kind of a total, and that is working well for them. But I completely agree with Shamikda here, because and before the tournament started, I did say that teams will struggle in taking on Varun Chakravarti. He's your number one spinner in this particular format, and there's no doubt about it. And India's spin trio of Akshar Patel, Varun Chakravarti, and even if Kuldeep Yadav starts playing in the later half of the tournament, or even Washington Sundar for that matter, if he comes in the second half of the tournament, semi-final, final, they can play a huge role there. Jasprit Bumrah, you saw his spell last evening. If there is slightly some assistance, if the ball is moving in the air, he's a devastating bowler. Still in this particular format, and Bumrah leading the way. Arshdeep Singh among wickets. Varun Chakravarti. I was pretty pissed off from Surya Kumar Yadav. He did not give Varun his next 2 overs yesterday. He could have easily picked up 5 wickets, which is a rarity in this format for any bowler. But Varun is Varun. He's your class bowler, and you have the options of bowling with Abhishek Sharma if need be, left arm spin. If you need someone who can dart the ball in, you can go to Abhishek. So the squad depth, the variety which this team has, I don't think any other team can match it. In this tournament, the teams that are left, so that makes this Indian team so good. But there are still a few areas that needs a bit of brushing off, which I think the Indian team will do as they prepare for the Super 8 stage, and then in the final. The next three venues that they will get, Ahmedabad is a very high scoring venue so far in this tournament. So far in this tournament, Kolkata will give you plenty of runs. Chennai, it remains to be seen what kind of pitch you get there. But 2 out of 3 matches they can easily win and move on to the semi-final. At least semi-final is what I'm seeing. If they don't qualify, then I think it will be a devastating thing for all the players and the team management.
There are some questions. Yes, Shamik, before I ask another question.
To cut the long story short, the thing is that if India don't qualify for that, and it is not. I mean, the probability is 1 million to one. India not qualifying for the semifinals. But if it happens, happens, Gautam Gambhir will lose his job. That's for sure.
That's for sure. That is, I think that will be one of the byproducts of if India fails to qualify. But I will take that one later, Prakash. But a question that I wanted to ask here, because Shubhan, we've been following Ranji Trophy. We've been following how Bengal has been doing, losing to Jammu and Kashmir there after some not so great performances with the bat. But at the same time, a lot of questions on Abhimanyu Iswaran. The same question that we have been asking for the past couple of years. What is his future?
I think his future is long done. I think he won't get a chance in the India 11 or India squad, or even India A for that matter going forward. It's done for him. He had his chances of getting a debut cap, which unfortunately the Indian team management of the past did not give to him. But it's done for him now. Now we are looking towards different players. Now we are looking towards the Devdutt Padikkal. Sai Sudarshan is being groomed for the next gen. Dhruv Jurel is there. Ravi R. Smaran from Karnataka is a player to watch out for in the next crop of players. There is Danish Malewar who is scoring some top runs in the domestic cricket. There are some players who are being looked sharp. If you go down the order, Harsh Dubey from Vidarbh is a player that I am excited to look forward to in that left arm spin all rounder role. Shahbaz Ahmed from Bengal is still there in the scheme of things. Akib Nabi, a lot has been talked about him, and I think he will be in the flight to New Zealand at least in the next in the coming season. So there are a lot of players whom this Indian team management or the selectors will look forward to groom in the future. But for Abhimanyu Ishwaran, it's done. He has scored only one half century in his entire career when it comes to Ranji Trophy semi-finals or knockouts. That was 78 some long years back. So for him, he has not really kicked on when given a real opportunity for India A, or whenever if RP Singh is watching a crucial game, he has not scored runs. If Ajay Ratra went to watch the Ranji Trophy semi-final, he did not live up to the expectation. So when the selectors are watching him, he has not really kicked on. So that's it for Abhimanyu Ishwaran. Unfortunately, for a player who has scored a lot of runs, he won't get a chance in the Indian team in the coming years for sure.
Yeah, I think
Gargi,
we knew that is that.
Gargi,
Yeah,
if
one
I may
second.
come up with my two
Yes, I'm
pence.
coming to you. And I'm coming to you, Shamik. Now, I was just saying that we all knew that Abhishek Sharma's future in Indian cricket, or at least in the Indian team, was coming to an end when he went 10 test matches in Australia and
Abhimanyu
England.
Ishwaran, not Abhishek Sharma.
Abhimanyu Ishwaran.
You said
Yeah, but
Abhishek
I'm
Sharma.
talking. Oh, sorry, Abhimanyu Iswaran. I thought I said Abhimanyu Iswaran. Anyway, but we knew that when he went those 10 test matches without even getting a debut, that this was going to happen. But yeah, Shamik.
Gargi, you asked about Abhimanyu Ishwaran in India. My take is he should be summarily removed from Bengal captaincy. I was appalled to hear his post-match interview yesterday. I mean, you have bottled a game against Jammu and Kashmir, a Ranji Trophy semi-final on your home patch. You have your batting fell like 9 pins against a 125k medium pacer on a fourth day pitch, and you are coming to the post-match interview and saying that collapses can happen in cricket. It makes his position as Bengal captain untenable. He should not. He should no longer be Bengal captain. Simple. Give it to anyone else. Give it to Shehbaz or whoever else the selectors think. But don't. Abhimanyu position. Yes, after yesterday's interview, as Bengal captain has become untenable. This is totally defeatist mentality. This is absolutely defeatist mentality. And when the captain has that kind of a defeatist mentality, you are not never going to win the Ranji Trophy. Simple.
And Gargi, Bengal has played some good cricket in this season, no doubt about it. But other teams, if you look at the Giants, Mumbai, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, they are giving debuts to 19-year-old, 18-year-old, and grooming them. And for Bengal, we are bringing back 32-year-olds, 33-year-olds into the setup once again. We are handing debut to 30 plus players. There's the Anusup Majumdar, with all due respect, he has been a great servant for Bengal, but he's 42 now, if I'm not wrong. So if you keep on, continuing with old legs, who have, despite all the runs they have scored in group stage matches, league matches, dead rubbers, they have not really lived up to the expectations in knockouts, in high pressure games. So it's about time. Bengal selectors, the coaches, they look at the club cricket setup, they look at their domestic setup, their under 23 setup, and pull out players from there onwards. If we keep on going to the 33-year-olds, 35-year-olds, then I don't think Bengal cricket will improve. They will again be dependent on, they will be 58 for 5, and they'll be keeping their fingers crossed and praying to God that Shabaz Ahmed once again scores 100 and rescue them. That has been the pattern for them in the last few years.
Gargi, after Shami's 8 for 90, the game sat in the semi-final sat in Bengal's dugout, and they bottled it. They bottled it, simple. And the captain is coming after the game and saying collapses can happen. My God. I mean, what about? I have no words, Gargi. Enough said. I have no words. At this moment in time, I would
When
rather.
Jammu Kashmir were on the mat, Yudhvir Charak and Akib Nabi were batting. Number 8, number 9 were batting. Abhimanyu Ishwaran, the captain, spread the field open and allowed them
Exactly.
to score singles and twos and build a
Absolutely.
partnership of 50
Reactive
runs there.
captaincy. Absolute reactive captaincy, defensive captaincy. I mean, you loosen the grip and you are coming and saying collapses can happen. You should be summarily sacked as Bengal captain. But Gargi, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to continue with my rant anymore because I have a match to cover and I will ask for your
Yes.
leave.
I was anyway closing the show because we've come to the end of the discussion. We've discussed India's this new recalibration when we talk about the batting that we're seeing, the kind of approach that we're seeing from Team India. Whether or not this team will come good against South Africa remains to be seen. 2 more days to go. Tomorrow there will be a press conference. Tomorrow there will be a practice session. We'll be on ground, of course, giving you all the updates. So don't forget.
No PC tomorrow, I think. No PC tomorrow.
No, why? There was a message.
There
No?
was a message. Then it can happen.
Yeah,
I
there
don't
was a
know.
message.
Okay.
There was a
Tomorrow,
message. Yes.
India are playing 22nd, na?
Yes,
Then
but tomorrow
very
there is a
yeah, but then very likely there is no practice. There is no PC. Very likely.
check
I
the
have a,
group.
I have a couple of pieces here in Colombo, New Zealand and Pakistan
There
pre-match.
will be a press conference. There will be a press conference
There
tomorrow.
is a
Yeah.
message. I'm
So
not
good
making
on
this
the
up.
media
Okay.
manager that he
Oh,
has provided a
Yeah.
player for us.
this time Gargi is spot on. On that note,
What do you mean by that? Why are you questioning my credibility, Shomik? That's not the case at all. I don't give out fake news or false news. But thank you so much, Shomik and Ryan.
no. I'm not talking about fake news. No. I'm not talking about fake news, Gargi. I'm saying this time you have hit the bullseye.
No, of course
I'm
I have because I'm not
I'm
making
giving you I'm giving you compliments.
No.
Time to close the show.
It's a very backhanded compliment.
Time to close
But
the
okay.
show.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Shomik and Shubham. We'll be back
My
very
God.
soon. We'll be back very soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.